Hi, Floppers. Before we start this episode, I just wanted to remind you we are in the middle of Flop TV Season 2. That's right, the 1-hour internet televised Flophouse TV show is here for you the first Saturday of every month through February. Just go to theflophouse.simpletix.com and get your tickets or season pass for this all-new Flophouse TV stuff. We're covering movies we've never covered before. We've got video segments. It's amazing. Just go to theflophouse.simpletix.com for Flop TV Season 2. This time, it's personal. Hey, everybody. Welcome to an episode of The Flophouse, a Flophouse mini, that is. You know, normally on The Flophouse, we watch a bad movie and then we spend a long time talking about it. On Flophouse minis, we do other stuff and we spend not quite as much time doing it. I'll be driving this Flophouse mini. My name is Elliot Kalin, and I am, of course, as always, joined by my two regular co-hosts,
Dan McCoy.
And Stewie Wellington.
And we are rejoined, baby Stewie Wellington from Family Guy. And we are rejoined, of course, by the star of the show, returning champion,
Hallie Haglund. Hi, guys.
Hey. Wouldn't it
everybody.
be crazy if the Family and Family Guy's last name was Wellington?
It would be crazy, yeah. Because you also grew up in a house with a talking dog, right?
I did, yeah, and a quagmire.
Oh, no.
That's
He's
sorry.
horrible.
That's horrible. Guys, the only quagmire that Stuart grew up with was our invasion of Afghanistan. Anyway, so boom,
I was in college at that point.
Satire.
Well,
You still have a lot of growing left to do.
it's news related. I don't know if it's topical.
it's history related, I guess. Today, we're going to talk about a special subject. So by the time this episode airs...
If this whole thing is about the invasion of Afghanistan, that'd be pretty impressive, all right?
The year was 2002.
It'd be ballsy.
So it's not going to be about that at all.
Turns into a Slate podcast. Sorry.
Do we have any more topics about what we could do on this podcast that we're not going to do?
Okay.
Any more
Rainbow
comments?
3 is
Dad doesn't
pretty...
want to turn the car around, I guess.
You know what? Forget it. This mini is over. Goodbye, everybody. No.
All right.
So it's not Halloween season anymore, but you know what it is on the day that this episode is released? Day of the Dead. It's the second day, I believe, of the Day of the Dead. So we can still talk about dead stuff and spooky things, and especially Hallie's favorite topic. That's right. Ghosts.
Oh, man.
Hallie, do you want to take a moment to just tell us about your interest in ghosts?
I want to see one.
Yeah.
It's not a minute. You still got like 60 or 58 seconds.
Just like see them, or do you want to
I
interact?
want to see
with
one.
someone?
I want
Do
to
you wanna
interact.
talk to
I
them?
don't want to, I guess I want to be scared, but in a fun way. I don't want them to bully me or try to kill me. I just want to, glimpse the other side. Ask them what it's like, you know?
Would you want to be friends with the ghost, or just it's okay if it's a one-off thing?
I think one off.
One-off?
Yeah.
Okay. Just a one-night stand with a ghost?
Allie's like, I got no space in my life for another.
No, I got kids to take care of. I got work to do. I can't be ghosting.
That's a fair point. Now, there's a lot of movies about ghosts, and I figure there's 4 basic types.
Name one.
Heart and Soul. Anyway.
You did it.
Did it. Not the one anyone was expecting, but...
No.
So there's 4 basic...
High spirits.
So there's 4 basic kinds of ghosts.
Ghost.
Like you said that as if you were worried about having to use the bathroom right in the middle. Like you got to get it out without losing control of holding it in. So there's 4 kinds of ghost movies, I figure. There's scary ghosts, romantic ghosts, kind of platonic friend ghosts, and surprise twist ghosts where you don't realize it's a ghost the whole time. And at first I thought, let's talk about those types of movies. And then I decided, wait a minute, what if I could gamify this in the way that only the Flophouse could do? Because I started thinking about ghost movies. The Flophouse podcast, we've covered a fair number of ghost movies with ghosts in them. So I wanted to play a little game called Dead or Not Dead. Dead or No Dead? What's the name of that show? Deal or No Deal?
Wait, did you say dead or nut dead?
No, I was trying to say Dead or No Dead, but I actually said Dead or Not Dead, but it sounded like Dead or Nut Dead. Yeah. Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you're dead.
Well,
Yeah, because you were allergic to nuts.
I'm going to name. So this is a game. We're going to take turns, and I'm going to name movies we've covered on the Flophouse, and I want you folks to tell me if there is a ghost in that movie or not. And if you get it right, you get a point. And if you can tell me anything else about that movie, you get a bonus point. Because sometimes we don't always remember these movies. We're going to go back pretty far. So with that, there's a lot of movies to go through.
One might think that Hallie would be at a disadvantage, but I think people don't understand how little I remember of things.
Exactly, yeah. Hallie is really getting a handicap from the fact that your memory is not great. Yeah.
And for the first 6 years of the podcast, I think I recorded very drunk.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
There was more drinking back in those days.
Yeah.
No. I mainly have Dan blow cocaine up my ass.
I was going to go the other way. Say you're mostly drunk on a small selections of nuts and fruit now.
I can get a longer straw so you can do it for yourself.
I just don't want to blow out my my septum. So
you do not want to do that.
No, it hits your bloodstream so fast when Dan's just puffing away down there.
Are you not worried about blowing out your rectum?
Have you seen my rectum?
I have not. That's
rectum
a good point.
Damn near killed him.
I haven't. Anyway, so this episode is about ghosts. So let's talk about ghost stuff. I'm going to start. Okay, I'm going to start with you, Hallie. Can you tell me, in this Flophouse movie, was there a ghost or not a ghost? Dear David.
Ghost.
All right, you got it right.
Wow.
Can you tell me anything else about that movie?
I didn't like Kyle, the boyfriend.
That's kind of, it's not really about the movie so much as your opinion. I'll give you a point for that. That's okay.
Hallie's out to a commanding early lead.
Early lead 2-0. But Dan, it's your turn.
Uh-oh.
I'm doing these movies, you'll notice, in reverse chronological order. So, Dan, was there a ghost in Night Swim?
Yes, there was a ghost in Night Swim.
Okay, can you tell me anything else about Night Swim?
It starred Wyatt Russell of the Russell dynasty of actors.
You got that right. Third generation Russell. There's a lot of them. Okay.
Yeah.
Stuart?
Yep.
Let's go back all the way back now to episode 378. Amityville in Space. Is there a ghost or not in that movie?
Oh, wow.
I think they're demons or something.
You're right. They are demons or something. It's not it's super clear, but there's some kind of hellish evil. There are no ghosts. Can you tell me anything else about Amityville in Space?
I remember the sets were really cool and they used normal computers for their spaceship computers.
I feel like that's kind of half a true thing and half a fake thing because I don't remember the sets being so cool.
Okay.
Wasn't it mostly about a house that was floating through space?
Yeah.
Yeah, Amityville in Space, Dan. The title says it all.
I know. I just think it's funny that it's just like a house in space.
Yeah.
You know what? Just to even things up for the first round, Stuart, I'm going to give you a point for the used regular computers on their futuristic space computer. Okay, Hallie, it's back to you.
Okay.
Episode 377, The Gray Man. Are there ghosts in The Gray Man?
Did I do this episode?
No.
Okay.
Most of these episodes you did not do.
Okay. I'm glad.
But it shows how well you've been paying attention to the show in general that you couldn't remember whether you'd done it or not.
Oh, I would say no.
You're right. There are no ghosts. Can you tell me something about The Gray Man?
Very muted color palette.
Damn it, Hallie, you're right. I wish you weren't, but that is the case. Okay, Dan, your next episode 358.
She's
sorry,
right. She's right.
This puts me in mind of back in the day when we would be reviewed in the Onion AV Club. There was Hallie got quoted, and her quote was, "It was as pink as a pink girl's dress, a dress that is pink."
Hallie has a way with describing colors so that you can just see them in your mind, Dan, let's go to episode 358, Grand Isle.
Ooh, Grand Isle.
Is there a ghost in Grand Isle?
No, I think this is just sort of a noir movie.
You're right. Can you tell me something else about Grand Isle?
Well, in the course of the erotic web of entanglements, the female lead uses her high heel to take the button off of a man's pants.
You're right. You remembered it. I'm not surprised that that's the part you remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's not just because of me. That is the most interesting part of that movie.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Good, but you guys are doing great. Okay, Stuart, episode 354, The Unholy. Ghost or no ghost?
It's gotta go ghost on this one.
Damn it. I'm going to say no ghost.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Stuart. Someone is possessed by a ghost in that movie. The ghost
damn
of
it.
a witch. So, Stuart, do you want to tell me anything else about the Unholy to maybe make up a point?
So there's characters in it
Yeah.
that interact with each other.
Uh-huh.
Okay, tell
They
me a
have
little bit more.
relationships.
And
Don't help him, Dan.
does somebody die?
You know what? I'll give it to you. Yes.
Can I ask you, Elliot?
remember?
Is this the one that's based on A Tale of Two Sisters, the Korean film? Or is that a different one?
No, that was a different one, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. This is the one, or you know what? Or maybe it was a little bit. I can't remember if it was or not. And
now
I
I
was
gotta
just
look
looking
that
this
up.
up yesterday. Look it up. You might be right. Hallie, it's back to you.
Mm.
Now, this is episode 353, an episode you were on,
Mm.
The Turning.
Oh, yes, there was a ghost.
You got that right?
Yeah.
And give me a fact about that. Something else you remember about that movie?
Didn't it star the girl who was in *Halt and Catch Fire*? She
Yeah,
looks
Mackenzie
like-
Yeah, I think
Davis.
so.
Mackenzie
Yep.
Davis.
Okay.
You got, yep, that's right. It was Mackenzie Davis. That's right. It was an adaptation of The Turn of the Screw.
You know
So
what?
Of course, there's a
Oh.
ghost in that.
I
Yeah.
think I was thinking of Uninvited, which was
Amazing,
another
Dan.
movie.
Number 326, Uninvited, is literally
Oh,
the next
damn
one
it.
for you, Daniel.
Is it
Is there a
I
ghost
think-
in Uninvited?
I think there is a ghost.
Nope. Dan, you were thinking of the movie The Uninvited. Uninvited is, of course, about a cat monster that is on a
Oh.
boat.
Yeah, I couldn't remember which one had the article and which one didn't have an article in it.
That one-
Do I get to tell you something about that movie?
Yeah.
Sure, you can
us.
tell me something about that movie for
Regale us
sure.
with tales of
It has
Uninvited.
George Kennedy in it.
It does have George Kennedy in it, so you do get a point for that. Yes.
You ain't wrong.
yeah.
Not wrong about that. No, it's 100%. If you said George Kennedy wasn't in that movie, you would be a liar, sir. Your pants
Yeah.
would burst into flame.
Mhm.
I
Stuart.
don't want that.
100 Pinocchios
Wearing
over
it.
here.
You get a Pinocchio. You get a Pinocchio. You get a Pinocchio. If you say George Kennedy wasn't in that movie.
Oh, I don't want a Pinocchio. I got to take care of a kid now.
Yeah.
Well, he's not a real boy. You just stuff him in the
He
closet.
is
Wow,
a
you
real
say-
boy.
Yeah, you say that shit to him? That's so
Oh.
mean.
Say it to his face.
You're right. The next time I see him, I won't be. I'll eat my words.
I just got a text from Guillermo del Toro. He said he's going to beat your ass.
What? Oh no! Can he do it in that cool house full of horror stuff?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay,
he has
cool.
a special room for it.
As long as he's beating my ass with a maquette from a horror movie, that's
Yep.
what I want.
Yeah.
Stuart, it's up to you now. Episode 325. The film was Fantasy Island. Is there a ghost or no ghost in Fantasy Island?
God damn it. Ah, fuck.
Loose-
Yes, I think there's a ghost.
Ooh, I'm so sorry, Stuart. There are no
God.
ghosts in Fantasy Island. But can you tell me
Damn it.
anything else about the movie?
Michael Pena's in it.
You got it. That is 100% Michael Pena's, 0% ghosts in Fantasy Island.
God damn it.
Okay, Hallie, now it's up to you.
Mm-mm.
Episode 323.
How come they're all in the 300s?
Oh, just because I have, they won't be. I have a lot of movies on here.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Episode 3, some of it is random sampling. Some of it is just because we haven't gone through all the way. But
Okay.
episode 323.
Okay.
Deadly Lessons. Ghosts or no ghosts?
No ghost.
You got it right. No ghosts. Tell me something about Deadly Lessons.
Haley's so pleased.
There's a knife.
I actually don't think there's a knife in it. I think there's just guns. Could you guys remember if there are any knives in that one?
Wait, is that the one that we
Is that with John Voight?
It
just
is with
watched?
John Voight. No, this is an
I mean-
older one with John Voight.
Oh, okay. Wait, what? It's not that one?
No,
It's
it's, a
not-
different one.
No, the one we just watched was the Legacy Murder.
This is
a dangerous
this
game,
is
right?
Simon
Dangerous
Conjurer, right?
Game.
Yeah, this is the Simon Conjurer one. Exactly. Yeah.
Dangerous Game and Deadly Lessons all mixed up in my mind.
John Voight only makes certain types of movies these days.
Yeah.
And by these days, I mean the past 20 years. Okay. So, Dan, it's up to you. The
Do
movie
what?
is.
Okay.
The movie,
The
so the
game
episode-
we've been doing.
This is.
Oh, thank God. I don't have to save
Oh,
the
yeah, no,
orphanage.
it's not up to you to like accomplish something or save somebody or anything like that.
Oh.
Don't worry. No.
I'm
Dan,
unequipped for that.
Dan, it's up to you to defeat Trump in November.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Dan, it's up to you to make a
Okay.
phone call with your phone and
I
talk
do-
to a person.
I do think that Kamala Harris sent me an email to that effect, but I didn't open it.
Yeah, you didn't open it, Dan.
Oh man.
So when our democracy dies because you didn't open that email, It's okay. Dan, this is episode 316. We're almost done with 300s. Between Worlds. Ghost or no ghost?
Oh, I watched this one, didn't I? With you, I think I did watch this one.
Did you watch this one?
Is this?
Yeah. I think that there is a ghost in Between Worlds.
You're right, Dan. There is a ghost in Between Worlds. It's another ghost possession movie. Can you tell me anything else about Between Worlds?
Is this? I believe Nicolas Cage has the character that Nicolas Cage is playing has sex while reading poetry by Nicolas Cage. Is that true?
Yes.
That happened in that?
Yes. It's also the one where Nicolas Cage, he's like dancing while a hose is being sprayed at him.
Yeah.
Oh,
This sounds way
right.
better than the movie I was.
I don't think you saw this. This was Nicolas Cage and Franca Potente, right? Were the stars of this one? I
Yeah.
think, from Run Lola Run.
I was thinking of that one with Kirsten Dunst. That's something about
Between
towers.
Worlds.
That was
Wait, no, that's what I just said.
Yeah, that's the one you
Upside down.
Upside Down. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Upside
I hated
down,
that movie.
Dan is like, no, that wasn't Between Worlds. That was Between Worlds. And finally, for the 300s, is our last one. This is Stuart. It's your turn, because Dan, you just went,
The
right?
movie's called Stuart?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
There's
a
ghost.
Stuart Little. Is there a ghost
You're
in Stuart
the
Little?
ghost.
Yeah. Dan, you were the one who just had Between Worlds, right? Yes.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
Stuart, episode 301, Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker. Is there a ghost or is there not a ghost?
I feel like, yeah.
You're right, there is. There's a Force ghost in there.
Yeah.
His name is Lucas Skywalker.
Mm.
Stuart,
Wait.
can you tell me something about The Rise of Skywalker, Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker, for an extra point?
They kill like a whole lot of stormtroopers.
They do. I mean, that's just a Star Wars thing, but sure.
And Palpatine's back for some reason.
Yeah, for somehow.
Somehow Palpatine's back.
And like we think Chewie's dead for a little bit, but
For
he's
like
not.
half a scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
Oh,
Just like
and Babu
psych.
Frick. Babu Frick's in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. America's
Hey.
sweetheart. Frank, you remember a surprising amount of Star Wars. I thought I was going to trip someone up with that. They would say Star Wars movies, there's no ghosts in there. There are ghosts in Star Wars movies.
Yeah, they glow.
Yeah, I'm gonna do another round, and then we're gonna just talk about have our sponsor break. This is gonna be a quick episode because you guys are really blazing through this. You're doing great, Hallie. Episode 288, The Haunting of Sharon Tate. Ghost or no ghost?
Oh.
She's thinking about it.
I'm going to say no ghost.
Oh, you didn't fall for the trap. You're right. There's no ghost in that one. It's the movie that that implies that if Sharon Tate had just tried a little harder, she would not have been killed by the Manson family, but would have been able to turn the tables. Can you tell us anything else about this movie?
She's pregnant.
Now,
Oh, that's true. That's a historic fact. Yeah.
what's the titular haunting? I forget this movie.
The haunting is just that I think she's haunted by her fate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but there's no actual ghost. But Dan, tell me.
Right, because she keeps thinking there's ghosts, but it's not. She's seeing visions of the future.
That's
Yes,
right.
yes, yeah. So, Dan, speaking of whether there are ghosts or not, do you remember in episode 269, Friend Request, is there a ghost?
Sorry, what quest?
Friend Request.
Friend request. I heard Friendle quest.
Yeah, Friendle Quest.
Like it sounds like something we watched.
I believe there is a ghost in that one.
Ugh, you guys are too good. There is a ghost in it. Can you tell me anything else about Friend Request?
Yeah, fucking drop it on me.
Is this the one where a girl poops her pants in it
No,
and they make fun of it? Or is that Unfriended?
that's unfriended.
Oh, man.
Why did she poop her pants?
She drank too much and pooped
Drank
her
too
pants.
much.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. There's
she
a
gets-
girl who did that in college.
Holy-
It wasn't
Yeah,
me.
Yeah. There was a steward that did that in college.
And Stuart, for the end of this round, to go to, and then we'll go to the sponsor break. Truth or Dare? Is there a ghost in the movie Truth or Dare?
Truth.
wait, that doesn't. Hold on.
Oh,
I think that's a
thought-
yes. I think
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
how
yes, I think
interpreted
there's a
it,
ghost.
at least.
No, there is no ghost in Truth or
God
Dare. I'm
damn it.
sorry, Stuart. But can you tell me anything else about Truth or Dare?
Is that the one where if you play Truth or Dare wrong, you die?
Not exactly. But
Did I
kind
trick
of.
the game master?
I mean, I'll I'll give you a point on that. It's the one where there's a demon's tongue in a pot, and it gets broken open, and when they play Truth or Dare, the demon comes after them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Ring It Follows situation, but with Truth or Dare.
But does it have a thing? Is that the one where it's like if it's coming after you, it's like Final Destinations you to death?
Yeah, a little bit. I think
Yeah.
and then your
Kind of,
face
yeah.
goes all like smile, kind of a little bit.
What?
What if It Follows was just about a fart? And then walked away.
I think that's the
What if?
subtext of the movie.
I
That's the
remember-
metaphor they're operating.
I remember that
from.
issue of Marvel Comics. The series What If? What if It Follows was about a fart? Okay, guys, let's take a quick break from the game.
That's more
Just-
of a what the type material.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Let's take a quick break from the game just to remind our viewers that this episode is sponsored by Flop TV. That's right, Flop TV, the 1-hour television show version of the Flophouse
You
podcast.
guys sponsor yourselves?
Yeah,
Heck
it
yeah.
cost us a lot of money.
Oh.
Separate
Yeah.
businesses.
We're really taking ourselves to the cleaners.
Yeah. Do you like the Flophouse podcast, but you wish you could see our sweet faces while we were talking? Well, you're in luck. Flop TV is here for you. Just go to theflophouse.simpletix.com and you'll see the schedule and be able to buy tickets for Flop TV the first Saturday of the month, every month from September through February. We are putting up all new episodes. We are broadcasting them live over the internet the first Saturday of the month, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. But those episodes, they're recorded. The video, it stays up online, and you can watch it whenever you want, as many times as you want, through the end of February, when we'll take those videos down and I guess eventually release them as a DVD set in 10 years or so when there's more seasons, to put
But
into the set.
if you want to relive the rush of seeing us live, relive that high you got of seeing us live,
Yeah,
you can watch it
yeah.
anytime you want up until
Anytime-
February.
Anytime you want to. And this being Flop TV Season 2, we're all about sequels this year. We did RoboCop 2. We did Breakin' 2. At the next episode, as of this episode, will be Caddyshack 2. And then followed by Highlander 2, The Quickening, Ski School 2, and Ninja Turtles 2, The
Finally,
Secret of
some
the
good
Ooze.
stuff. Ski
We're gonna
School
have-
too, right?
We're going to have a lot of fun. Every episode includes an all-original presentation. We've been doing some fun stuff with video segments that each of us have taken turns doing. Breakin' 2, a lot of people learned a lot about breakdancing from my instructional video
Yeah,
about that.
Thank you, Elliot.
Yeah, and in RoboCop 2, Dan gave us a very good roundup of the new robots that are out there right now.
Mhm.
I can't wait to see what Stuart has in store for us.
It's just
for
a little
Caddyshack 2.
teaser. It's going to be something of a celebrity interview.
Oh,
wow.
interesting.
Mhm.
Amazing. So just go to theflophouse.simpletix.com and get your tickets available for there are tickets available for individual episodes, or you can get a season pass that's 6 episodes for the price of 5. It's worth doing. And then you can go watch the old episodes too because you have access to them. That's theflophouse.simpletix.com for Flop TV.
And I think there's still time if you're interested in supporting a small business. Jiggle Studio is still up on Kickstarter. Jiggle Studio is a size-inclusive, gender-inclusive, class-based gym studio where you can come in and learn Pilates, yoga, burlesque. I think we have a hangover helper class in case you partied a little too hardy the night before. It is a little project that my wife and some friends are putting together. This is our first time opening a business in this space, so it's a little bit scary. That's why we are doing some crowdfunding. We have set up a Kickstarter where if you support us, you'll have access to some really cool merch, be part of the original Jiggle squad, get a portrait of your pet painted or drawn in workout clothes, all kinds of cool stuff. We're really excited about this project. It's really fun. The space has really come together well. It's right next door to our bar Minis, and it's going to be a big part. It's going to be a big part of the community in Sunset Park, Brooklyn. And if you're not in Sunset Park but you still want to support, we thank you for it. So just go over to Kickstarter and look for Open Jiggle Studios. Jiggle
Wonderful.
Studio, not studios. That's a different thing.
Just one. There's just one.
Just one.
What's up, people of the world? It's Mark,
and Hal from We Got This with Mark and Hal.
the show that settles those pointless arguments that you and your friends have. Should you put ketchup on a hot dog, or liquid, foam, or bar soap?
And our 500th episode of We Got This with Mark and Hal is available now. It is supersized and a ton of fun.
Yeah, we've got guests coming back from the entire 500 episode run of our show. Some of your favorite Max Fun stars, some of your favorite regular out in other places in the world stars too. Some really fun surprises, and every single one of them had a topic for us to cover.
You can listen to it right now on MaximumFun.org or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hello, sleepyheads. Sleeping with Celebrities is your podcast pillow pal. We talk to remarkable people about unremarkable topics, all to help you slow down your brain and drift off to sleep. For instance, the remarkable actor Alan Tudyk.
You hand somebody a yardstick after they've shopped at your general store. The store's name is constantly in your heart because yardsticks become part of the family.
Sleeping with Celebrities, hosted by me, John Moe, on MaximumFun.org or wherever you get your podcasts. Night-night.
Okay, and we're back to this episode
How
of...
are we doing, by the way? Where are the scores?
let's take well, I'm just going to... Thank you. I'm going to get that.
Let me interrupt you.
We're back to this episode of Dead or No Dead, the show that tells you whether Flophouse episodes had ghosts in them. Looking at the scores, Hallie is running away with the game with 9 points, and Dan and Stuart are tied for second place with 7 points each. So...
Wow, and I'm not even a host of this show.
It's true.
Seems strange.
It does seem strange. Well, maybe things will change and not be so strange in round 2.
Can I ask a question?
They'll rearrange.
Just before we do?
Yes?
Okay, the Flop TV stuff that you guys do, is it just
Yeah.
like this? I mean, it's like
Yes.
this?
No. What do you mean, like a mini or?
Like, no, I mean,
Oh, it's
like
on
this
Zoom.
is what
yes,
they
yes.
see?
They see it on Zoom. Yeah, they see
Well,
it.
and so
there's-
they...
Well, but there's more. We have animated intros and outros. We have some
Oh.
video stuff we've been doing. We do presentations where we share the screen with graphics. So there's actually
cool.
more and more
My
as we go
Zoom
on.
setup is lit properly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks nicer, but also with each season we become a little more professional. We do a little bit more production.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right.
We're kind of recreating television
Mhm.
in the comfort of our own homes.
Somebody should.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually we'll have commercials. It'll be great.
Oh, wow.
So getting back to this show, though, which is called Dead or No Dead, it's back to Hallie. Hallie,
Yes.
can you tell me, in episode 248, the movie is Bright, ghost or no ghost in that movie?
Bright?
Bright.
Ghost.
I'm sorry, Hallie, I don't think there's a ghost in that one. Do you guys remember there being a ghost in it? Because I didn't, but I suddenly got hit with a sort of dubious feeling about myself.
I mean,
you know?
there's like a slim possibility because it is all about mythical creatures, but they're more like fantasy creatures.
Yeah,
It
they're
was
like
supposed
trolls
to be
and
his
elves.
Star Wars, guys.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be a Star Wars. So, Hallie, what can you tell me about Bright?
It was supposed to be his Star Wars.
I'll give you a point for that. You told me
Wow.
something
Yeah,
about
we've-
Bright.
Oh,
Could've chipped our
no.
hand.
Yeah, I messed up.
Okay, now the next one's for Dan. This
Yeah.
is episode number 247. I wonder if Wallace Shawn wrote this movie because it's called Inconceivable.
Oh shit. Okay.
Is this about
Yes.
someone?
I do remember this one. There's no ghosts in this.
You're right, there is no ghost in Inconceivable. What can you tell me about the movie, though?
This is about. It's like a thriller. There's problems with conception, which is why it's called Inconceivable.
Sure, I'll give you that. Can you
Yeah,
name any of the
I mean-
stars of Inconceivable?
Is Gina Gershon in that?
I
Or
believe
am
she
I-
is. And I believe one Nicolas Cage, if I'm remembering correctly, is also in that movie.
Yeah.
This game is kind of melting my brain, guys.
Really?
I just can't remember anything.
Well, maybe you'll
It's
remember this
making
one,
me
Stuart.
It's
I
making
mean,
me
we've
scared.
It's
Done
your-
so many of these.
They're only gonna get less so because the titles start to get a little generic as we get earlier
Oh,
into
God.
the series.
Oh,
But
no.
Stuart, but this one I'm sure you'll remember. Episode 239, Ghost in the Shell. Is there a ghost in this movie?
I don't think so. I would say no.
There's
A
no
very
ghost in that
loose
movie.
interpretation.
Yes, and can you tell me anything else about Ghost in the Shell, the movie we did?
Let's see. Well, let's see. It's got Scarlett Johansson,
Yeah.
Yep, there you go. Okay, that's something about it.
some other folks.
Yep.
She plays an android,
Uh-huh.
Major Kusanagi,
Sure.
and she
I
blasts
mean, I feel like
some guys.
You're pulling from your general Ghost in the Shell knowledge at that point.
Yep.
Hallie, let's...
Yeah,
oh,
it's
yeah.
a little different than the animated one.
Yeah, it's live
Mhm.
action, for one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hallie, it's your turn. Can you tell me, the movie Home Sweet Hell, does it have a ghost in it?
Oh,
Home Sweet Hell.
yes.
I'm so sorry, it does not have a ghost in it. Can you tell me anything about the
That
movie
if I
Home
said
Sweet
it
Hell?
with a lot of confidence, it would make it true.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
You were like,
It's like
of course it
karaoke
does.
that way.
Yeah. Home Sweet Hell?
Yeah.
Well, it stars Reese Witherspoon.
You are so close.
Pretty, that's
in a
actually
way.
pretty
Yeah,
surprising.
yeah.
Dan,
Yeah,
tell. So, Hallie, you get no points for that one. Dan, tell Hallie who stars in Home Sweet Hell.
Katherine Heigl is in Home Sweet Hell.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Katherine
What is this
Heigl.
about?
I don't know.
Is that the one where she catches her husband cheating and she kills?
Yeah, is Patrick Wilson in it too?
I think so.
Sounds like
the poster has her holding a knife, but she's kind of a smirk, and Patrick Wilson standing behind her.
And
Yeah.
she's pretty good in it, if I remember.
Katherine Heigl?
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
pretty good in it.
Mm.
It's
I mean-
possible.
I mean, she was great in My Father the Hero.
The Jet Li movie?
Yo. So, Dan, now it's back to you. Episode 216, The Gallows. Is there a ghost in The Gallows?
I believe there is a ghost in the gallows.
I'm going to give it to you. There is a ghost, but it's messy. It's messy, the explanation of it. But tell me something else about The Gallows.
I think that this is a found footage movie, and it involves high school theatrics.
Right.
You got it. I think it is. I can't remember if it is fully found footage or not, but it does involve high school theatrics. Yeah, I think maybe it is. I think you're right.
I'm kind of impressed that Dan has
Seems-
such a good memory. He seems to be actually remembering this.
He's got a great memory for the least useful things.
No, this is what I was about to say. Like, I feel shame about it because in my day-to-day life, like, Audrey is often frustrated by useful stuff that I cannot remember, and yet I have
that
all
tracks.
this
That's
in my
how
head.
I know you. That's
Yeah,
that's the
the
Dan
amount
I know.
of people I know who are like, Dan doesn't remember my name after meeting me many times. I'm like,
I'm sorry.
But he can tell you all about
be a bad movie.
That's just
He
a
can tell you
power
all-
move.
if you were the
folks.
Gallows.
He remembers your
I
name.
learned late in life that I have neurodivergence. Does that help? Does that do anything for anyone?
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
sure.
Yeah.
I
It's
mean,
fine.
no.
Hallie's-
No,
Hallie's being honest.
that's the usual reaction people give.
I mean, what's it supposed to do for me? Like turn me on? 'Cause-
Does it?
I'm sorry to say no, Dan. Now it's Stuart's turn. Stuart,
Uh-oh.
episode 215, The
I got
Lazarus Effect. The Lazarus Effect.
Oh,
Is
did
there
I
a
watch
ghost in
this?
this movie?
I don't think so.
You're right, Stuart. There are no ghosts in The Lazarus Effect. What can you tell me about that movie?
It's about bringing somebody back to life who died.
Oh,
Olivia Wilde's in it.
I mean, you're right. It is about bringing someone back. Is Olivia Wilde in it? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this
no,
like
that's
Flatliners? That's what
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
pretty much like
Off-brand.
I
Flatliners.
think I might
yeah.
have watched.
Flatliners.
But yeah,
Okay.
I think Olivia Wilde's in it. She's on
Hallie.
the poster.
Yeah. I mean, if she's on the poster, it's a pretty good bet that she at least appears in the
Yeah.
movie.
I think maybe one of the Duplosses in it.
You got a
Isn't it?
Duplass
Yeah.
in it.
Mm-hmm.
Mark.
Just one, though, so
It's
it's
in-
a
I think
plus.
it's Mark, right?
I don't remember. Probably.
it's
Probably
Mark.
not as brother.
Elliot, you're the game master here. You don't have any of this information.
I know I don't have a full dossier on every movie right at my fingertips.
No?
Hallie, it's up to you next. Okay, the movie is called Pay the Ghost. Is there a ghost in it?
Yes.
You got that right. There's a ghost. Tell me something else about Pay the Ghost.
It's all about the Benjamins.
This ghost is making money moves.
No, not at all. So that's a missed point opportunity there. At
It
this
wa-
point,
but Hallie, it was Mark Duplass. So
Yeah, that's a pretty good
Yeah,
guess.
but there you
yeah,
go.
there you go.
Can
So-
I have a point for Mark Duplass?
Nope. Not till we get to round 3, which we're almost at.
Okay.
Okay, so Dan, you're next.
yeah.
The movie is The Choice. Is there a ghost in The Choice?
Oh boy. Here's the limits of.
This is episode 206, The Choice.
Wait. Yes, I think there is a ghost in this.
I'm so sorry, Dan. There are no ghosts in The Choice. Can you tell me something else about the movie, though?
Then maybe it's not the one I thought it was. Someone makes a choice in this film.
Is this-
Stuart, you want
Is
to say
this
something?
a Nicholas Sparks one? Is this the one with the guy from Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter?
I believe it is. Yes, I think this is the Nicholas Sparks, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter one. But that doesn't help Dan at all. Too late now.
See, I got it confused with another Nicholas Sparks one that might come up later, so I won't say anything about it.
Don't say anything about it. Perhaps it's on the list. So
Yeah.
that's now, Stuart, it's your turn. The movie is episode 190, Ouija. Is there a ghost in Ouija?
There's got to be a ghost in Ouija, right?
There is a ghost in Ouija. Can you tell me anything about that movie?
Ouija. It's about a photographer, right?
No.
You're thinking of the public eye.
Man of culture over here.
No,
Just
that was a
pointing
good-
that out.
joke.
Yeah, I think some kids play a Ouija board to disastrous consequences.
I don't know if I really. I'll give you that one, but I feel like that doesn't. I feel like you don't deserve it. Okay, guys, this might be where Dan starts to dominate. I think I'm going to introduce a rule change for what's now round 3.
Oh no.
Now, should we do it where you guys can steal points by saying things you remember about different movies? I'm going to say this is unfair to Hallie.
That's not true. I got
Yeah,
Mark
that's-
Duplass.
Okay, that's true. Okay, so we'll do it. So now, if someone cannot think of something about their movie, one of the other players can jump in and steal. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, and we start with Hallie.
Mhm.
Deliver Us from Evil, episode 189. Is there a ghost in it?
No.
You're right, there is no ghost. What can you tell us about it?
It's there's a church in it.
I actually don't think there's a church in it.
This one's got Eric Bana, and it's based on like a true story about a police detective who dealt with a lot of that.
Oh shit.
possession.
Stuart, you're
Bullshit
right.
this
It's a
one is.
true story of a police detective dealing with the
And
devil.
Joel McHale is in
There's
it.
no
Yeah.
church in it.
I don't think there's a church in it.
Oh, he doesn't even know, and he's pumped.
That's-
There's
Yeah,
I
yeah,
remember
that's
there
what I'm
being a
saying.
zoo in it. I remember there being an apartment in it. Okay, Hallie,
Listeners, write in. Is there a church in it?
if there's a
Hallie,
church,
get the points.
write in. I'll put an asterisk next to the score in the scorebooks for this
Thank
one.
you.
Error.
We'll send Hallie a quarter.
Okay.
Dan, maybe you
Yeah.
remember this one. Unfriended. Is there a ghost in Unfriended?
Yes, there is a ghost in Unfriended.
There is a ghost in Unfriended. What else
Yeah.
can you tell me about
This
Unfriended?
is the poop pants movie.
This is the one where the girl pooped her pants
Poop
and was so
pants,
ashamed
the
that she took her
movie.
own life and is now a ghost attacking her friends. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's the famous poop pants ghost movie. Stuart, the next one's for you. Episode 187, Fateful Findings. Is there a ghost in Fateful Findings?
Fuck. There probably is, right? Let me work through this.
Mm.
No.
I'm
No,
so
there's
sorry,
no ghost.
Stuart. It's not related to the plot. It just kind of appears every now and then,
Oh,
but there
that's
is a
right.
ghost
Yeah,
There's
that just
that
kind of
glowy
whooshes
thing.
across the screen. Stuart, can you tell me anything else about Fateful Findings? I
This
think you
man
can.
has so many laptops, Elliot. He can't get enough of them.
It's true. He has 3 laptops never turned on, and he just sweeps them off his table
What
at a
a
moment's
picture.
notice. What a movie! What a piece of work.
Have you seen
Also-
Twisted Pair? His
No,
most
I
recent
still
one?
haven't seen Twisted Pair
Elliot,
yet.
it's crazy.
I know I got to see it. Yeah.
Elliot, you'll love it.
I don't think that's his most recent one. Isn't his most recent one Cade the Tortured
Oh,
Crossing?
my mistake. Cade the Tortured Crossing.
Also,
That's
not
one
to
you
be
gotta
watch.
that
I
guy,
haven't
but
seen that
it's fateful findings. You were saying faithful findings, but it's the findings are fateful.
I
not
said
but yeah.
I said Fateful Findings. I think
Yeah,
I'm just not speaking clearly.
okay.
Elliot, next time you do a family movie night, just fire up Cade the
Yeah,
Tortured
fire it up.
Crossing.
That's what I'll show them
Get it off
the kids
Redbox.
when the kids demand to see Pee-wee's Big Adventure again. I'll say no. I've got a different man boy that we're gonna see the adventures of. Okay, Stuart, great work on that one.
Thank you.
Episode 162. Hallie, this is for you.
Yes.
The Quiet Ones. Is there a ghost in the Quiet Ones?
Yes.
I'm so sorry there are no ghosts in the Quiet Ones. Can you tell me anything about it though?
There's an old lady.
I'm so sorry. I don't believe there's an old lady either. It's about, I think, a professor and a group of college students, right? Does anyone else have a...
Does
have
this
a,
one have Jared Harris in it?
Oh,
You
yeah,
got it,
does.
Dan. Flophouse fave. Jared Harris appears in it. Okay, Dan, it's up to you.
Mm.
Episode 145, R.I.P.D. Are there any ghosts in R.I.P.D.?
I think there's a shit ton of ghosts in RIPD.
There are a shit ton of ghosts. You're
Dan's
right.
getting all
ghost
the
hats.
easy ones.
Yeah, Dan.
Yeah.
Dan has, he
He's
needed it
already
today.
best at this game, and he gets the easy one.
I know. I'm sorry. I'll try to change the random distribution next time.
Okay,
Dan,
so
what
give
else
us
can you
a
tell?
fun fact about it.
What's a fun fact about RIPD?
It's got Jeff Bridges and I think Ryan Reynolds, and they're sort of like a Men in Black for ghosts, basically.
You got that right. They're Men in Black for ghosts instead of the MIB. It's the RIPD. Stuart, it's up to you. Episode 127, Safe Haven. Is there a ghost or no ghost in Safe Haven?
Episode? What was the number of the episode?
127. Don't look it up.
that'll crack it wide open.
Safe Haven, eh?
Safe Haven.
Haven. I'd have to say there is a ghost.
You're right. There is a ghost. What else can you tell me about the movie?
There are actors.
Mhm.
It has a runtime.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. These aren't really fun facts.
Color, black and white.
It's a color film. It's a talkie.
English language. Yeah.
It's English language. Yeah.
I'm
think
gonna
that's- I
steal.
don't. Somebody
Yeah,
can steal.
Hallie, steal it.
There's a pregnant woman.
Is there a pregnant woman in it?
I can't remember.
I can't.
Is
I
this
don't-
the? Yeah.
No, I don't
the
think there
other
is.
Nicholas Sparks
Is this
movie?
the one with Kobe Smulders in it? Where
Stuart,
she,
I'm going to give you a point for that. It is the other Nicholas Sparks movie. That's right. This is the
It's
one
like-
where this is the one Dan was thinking of earlier, where it turns out she was a ghost, right?
Yeah,
Wait, is
she's
she
helping
pregnant?
her.
Ghost?
She's helping her husband find a new love.
Find new love. Yes.
Yeah.
From
Because
beyond the
to get
grave.
Her pregnant.
Is she?
Yeah.
And look it up, Hallie. If there's a pregnant woman in it, then I will take away Stuart's
What's it called?
safe haven. and then I've got another movie for you after that, Hallie.
Okay. This is going to take a
Does
lot of
Safe
work.
Haven have a pregnant woman in it?
So Hallie, we're looking that
Google.
up. Why don't you answer episode 107?
Siri.
With
Ghost
the
Ri-
help of Alex and his children, someone
Um,
had to have been
Someone was pregnant at some point in the backstory. So, Hallie, what about episode 107, Ghost Rider, Spirit of
Actually,
Vengeance? Is there a ghost or no ghost?
There's a ghost.
There's
not.
Okay,
Well-
I'll give it to you. There's no
A
ghost in it.
Ghost Rider.
I'll give it to you. That not is an effective way to make a
Well,
statement.
wait, hold on. Like, what do we like? What do we call Johnny Blaze? Is he like a revenant?
are you
Johnny
He's
arguing?
Blaze, he's like, I would call him more of like the living dead than like a ghost because he's
Would
got
you
a
say
physical
he's
body, right?
Is he a spirit of vengeance?
yeah.
Well, and of
This
course
one's-
the Spirit of Vengeance is of course the demon Zarathos, which inhabits the
Yeah.
body and turns him into it. But yeah, I would say no ghost. What else can you tell me about Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance, Hallie?
Oh,
Sorry, I'm scanning through all the pictures of Safe Haven on IMDb to see if there's one where I'm like, is that a baby bump? Is he touching her tummy in a weird way?
That's about a writer.
A writer, you said? So
Oh, wait.
sorry. Dan, Stuart, you want to steal this? Take a point? Is there something about Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance you can tell me?
Was this? I believe this was directed by the people behind Crank, Neville Dean and Taylor. Is this true?
I don't look it up. I don't know.
Okay,
I don't
look it up.
remember.
I shall.
But while he's looking it up, Stuart, this is your chance to steal from Dan's
Ghost
steal.
Rider.
Man, I don't remember this one. Is Idris Elba in it? I don't remember.
Yes, it is by the directors of Crank.
Was
Wow.
I right
Crank
too? Was
2.
Idris Elba in it?
I don't
Idris
think Idris
Elba
Elba's
in it.
it.
Yes, he
He
was.
is. Who does he play in it?
Moreau.
Okay, don't know who that is. So Dan, you're next.
You're not going to give Stuart a point for the Idris Elba?
Well, Dan had already got. All right, I'll give him one. You're hurting yourself here, Hallie.
I know, but I just want
He just
to be
wants
fair.
to
You're just
take
such a friend.
points away from
You like it to be fair. I'm into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe in justice.
Dan, this one's for you. Episode 96, Dream House. Ghost or no ghost?
I think that there are ghosts in Dreamhouse.
You're right. There's ghosts. What else can you tell me about Dream House?
I believe this is the film where Daniel Craig and Rachel Weisz fell in love.
You're right.
Fell
It
in love.
is. That's the only thing I can remember about
Yeah.
it too.
Yeah, because
In
they're
real
so
life?
fucking hot.
Yeah.
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 He or she?
Who?
They're both so
They
hot.
both
Oh,
are.
yeah.
Daniel Craig and Rachel Weisz. Come on.
I
Do
know.
I have to choose?
Well, I was asking which one Stuart was saying.
I think they both
didn't
are.
hear- Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's great.
All right, fine. They're both
Great.
hot.
I didn't,
Okay then.
just
Okay, sure.
Okay, God, back off. Okay.
One ticket for queer, please.
Now it's up to you, Stuart. Episode 67,
Yes.
The Uninvited. Not Uninvited, a movie we talked about earlier, but The Uninvited.
Definitely a ghost.
I'm so sorry to tell you this, Stuart. I don't think there's a ghost in that movie. Is there? Dan, remind me.
Well, isn't it a
It's
ghost
those creepy
story?
sisters, right? But is one of them a ghost? I can't remember.
I think there is a ghost in that. Let me-
Why didn't you look this stuff up if you designed this game?
I did look it up, but to
This
be
is
honest, I didn't remember everything. It was
my
very late
problem.
last night that I was doing it.
There are ghosts
Korean
in the
Invited.
uninvited.
Hail to
Not, well, the thing is, there's
Sisters.
also a 40s movie called The Uninvited, which is about a ghost, which is unrelated.
Oh, no, it got me. Okay. We find out that, well, wait a minute. Alex is not a real person, but a manifestation of Anna's disturbed mind.
Oh,
Yes, so
okay.
not a
Essentially
ghost.
making her a ghost.
No,
in
I
the
don't think
sense that
so.
she is a figment of Anna's imagination. And I'm like, that's not a ghost.
That's not what a ghost is.
Ghosts are real.
So, Stuart,
Yeah.
but Stuart, you just showed me
Like,
your
do you think that Ghostbusters would show up and like suck up Paul Bettany in A Beautiful Mind? I don't think so.
Or, like the Ghostbusters, like we've got a drop dead Fred situation. I don't think so. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, Stuart, no point for that, but I am going to give you a point for your fast research skills of looking up the plot so quickly.
Yes.
Now it's up to you, Hallie.
Okay.
Episode 47, The Unborn. Ghost or no ghost? In The Unborn. Not a movie about abortion. Don't get sidetracked.
Oh, that's what I was thinking. Yes.
You got it. There was a ghost in that one. Can you tell me anything else about The Unborn?
There is
Yeah.
a white man.
I mean, yeah, technically true. I guess I'll give you that. That's
a
pretty
fun
vague.
fact.
I believe that this is the rare film that is about a Dybbuk. Is that
The Dybbuk
correct?
movie.
That's right.
right?
It is
What's
about
a
a Dybbuk.
Dybbuk?
This is the movie that was where the poster is entirely around a woman's butt too.
Yeah.
Where
In
remember, she's looking in the mirror.
Underpants.
And in underpants. She's looking in the mirror, but most of the poster is about the fact that she's not wearing outer pants, but underpants. But it is about a
Yeah.
Dybbuk. That's true.
What is a Dybbuk?
A Dybbuk is a Jewish ghost, basically.
Oh,
You know. Dan, it's up to you for
Yeah.
your turn.
Mhm.
Episode 36, The Spirit.
Oh, God.
Is there a ghost or no ghost in The Spirit?
Well, okay. So the character, the spirit, didn't he die? But I don't think he's technically a ghost, so I'm going to say no.
You're right. There's no ghost. He did die and was brought back by chemicals.
Okay.
But he is not really a ghost, although maybe it's ambiguous sometimes. Who knows?
did you say chemicals?
Yeah, chemicals.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell me anything else about The Spirit?
Well, this was a Frank Miller made movie, so there are a bunch of swastikas around for no reason.
You got that right. That's very true. Stuart, okay, here's a movie that you're kind of associated with. Episode 34, Mirrors. Ghost or no ghost?
Ghosts.
I'm so sorry. There are no ghosts
They're
in Mirrors.
fucking demons.
They're demons,
Oh.
yes. And what
Mm.
can you tell me about the movie Mirrors other than they're demons?
So at the end,
Mm,
someone's looking at a mirror
yeah,
and Kiefer Sutherland's looking at himself in a mirror
yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
he's in the mirror world. That's why.
What?
No, he's in the mirror.
But wait, he's a come on.
So it's in there.
But really?
Yeah.
Wait, he's in the mirror.
Yeah, he's in
Yeah.
I feel like I'm high. This is crazy.
This was a Flophouse callback
You're
classic.
welcome.
Yeah. Okay, it's the last round, guys. We're gonna go one more across everybody. The scores have really changed in this one. Hallie had an early lead. Her lead is not quite as commanding in the fact that she's no longer in the lead anymore. But we'll see what happens. Hallie, episode 19. The movie is called Premonition. Ghost or no ghost?
No ghost.
You're right. There's no ghost in Premonition. What can you tell me about it? Anything?
Bruce Willis. Loved it.
Oh, just that he enjoyed the movie. I mean, there's no way of knowing for sure,
That's
so I'll
a
give you a
fun
point for
fact.
that, I guess.
That's
So,
a Sandy Bullock movie, right?
That is a
That's the
Sandy
one with
Bullock
the
movie, yeah.
Crow.
She's for seeing her husband's death. And at the end, she just kind of has to let it happen. Dan,
Yeah.
episode 12. Awake. Ghost or no ghost?
Oh God. No ghost.
You're right, no ghost. What else can you tell me about it?
This is about a guy who they think he's dead, but he's just sort of like he's got some sort of medical condition that's paralyzing him.
No.
Yep, you got it. And who's that guy? Do you remember?
Was that what's his face? Anakin
was-
Skywalker.
It was, what's his face, Anakin
Somebody who
Skywalker.
hates sand.
Yeah, I forget his name.
Hayden Christensen.
Yeah, that's the
Yes,
guy.
Anderson. And so, Stuart, finally, the last one is for you. This is for the end of the game.
Mm.
Episode 8. I Know Who Killed Me. Ghost or no ghost?
No ghost.
You're right, no ghost. What can you tell me about episode 8? This is a movie we covered over 15 years ago.
The killer uses blue glass knives.
That's true. An incredibly fragile way to kill somebody.
What a movie. That
A
one.
robot hand in there.
There's a robot hand. It is kind of like a giallo. It played way better on the big screen than on the small screen.
Yeah.
Well,
at one point, I think the movie opens with Lindsay Lohan doing a striptease to a Melvin song.
that's all. I mean,
You're
you've given
welcome.
me you've given me so many facts. I could only give you 1 point, but you really figured out that movie. So we're looking at the final scores for the game, and here's what we have. Wait 1 second.
Okay, well, I'll just do a little music while Elliot does it.
Okay,
Oh.
that's all the music I needed. Wait, do a little bit more.
Yeah.
I'm a
dream to see
bitch.
anything.
I'm a lover.
I'm a ghost. I'm a lover, but a ghost. So
I'm
guys,
your mother.
here are the final scores. That was what a game. You guys really remembered more about these movies than I thought you were going to. I thought there was going to be a lot more. What? Huh? What is that? But everyone did really well. Hallie, you unfortunately came in third with 17 points. Very respectable showing.
I mean, that's amazing considering you were not here for many of those movies.
One of those points was I gave you a point for saying that Bruce Willis liked the movie Premonition. But setting that aside, 17 points. That's great. Dan,
She earned that one.
Dan, you have 22 points. And Stuart, you are tied with Dan with 22 points. Dan and Stuart tied. Equal movie knowledge, equal host. Perfect. So you are both tied for second place. I would, of course, been in first place had I been playing. But since I wasn't, we'll just assume I got like 45 points. Yeah.
Dan is pissed right now. He is like a sports fan in Philadelphia. Look out, Audrey.
I mean, the
Dan's on the
listeners
warpath
know.
today.
I
They-
am
they
so
know.
look. The only thing that would have made me happier with this outcome is if Hallie somehow sped ahead and won the whole game. But it makes me so happy that Dan and Stuart tied because it's like a balance has been restored to the universe. Neither one of them can say they are better or worse at remembering these movies. They are both mediocre at remembering these movies.
Evil and good are in balance once
Yeah,
again.
it's a real yin-yang situation. Well, I hope that you, the listener, have enjoyed this trip through Flophouse episodes past. I hope you find that inner balance as well between your inner Stuart and your inner Dan, because each of us has two bears in us. One is named Dan and one is named Stuart. I, of course, have been your host for this episode, Elliot Kalin. But if you enjoyed this, why not listen to other Flophouse episodes? In fact, why not go to MaximumFun.org and look up some other Maximum Fun shows and then listen to those too. I bet you'll like them. Stuff some fun stuff in your ears. That's what I say. That's my family motto. Stuff some fun stuff in your ears. I want to
Like
thank
gum.
well, maybe, you know what, forget it. Maybe I was wrong. Firecrackers, that's not a good thing to put in your ears.
No.
But they are fun. I'm going to thank our producer-editor, Alex Smith. He goes under the name Howell Doughty when he performs music online. I'm going to say if you liked this episode, you should listen to another episode because the other episodes have a lot more going on in them. This one's just kind of silly. But if you did like it, why not recommend the show to somebody or put a positive review on whatever podcast listening to app you go to. Until then, next week, I'll say join us once a month at Flop TV and join us every week at the Flophouse. We'll be back with another new full episode for you next week. But until then, I remain Elliot Kalin with my co-hosts
Dan McCoy.
Stuart Wellington.
and the star of the show,
Hallie Haglund.
Bye.
Bye.
Maximum Fun
A worker-owned network
of artist-owned shows.
supported
directly
by you.